never catch me saying a single positive thing about the North Carolina teacher pay scale. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about because I started teaching in North Carolina when the teacher pay looked like this. Yeah, I was making $30,000. Now I teach in New Jersey, but I still like to talk smack about the North Carolina teacher pay scale, so I was looking it up for next school year to say how bad I thought it was. But here's the problem. I can't even make a video about that because the North Carolina House and the North Carolina Senate can't agree on a teacher pay scale for next year, so they just don't have one yet. This is what this past school year looked like. Starting pay of $41,000. You didn't even see $50,000 unless you had been teaching for 11 years. And by year 15, you pretty much maxed out and were making less than $54,000. And the biggest problem with states like North Carolina who do not have collective bargaining is that teachers and staff are dependent on the state legislature, most of whom, I'd say the majority of whom, have never worked in a public school before. Some of them probably haven't even stepped foot in a public school. But teachers are dependent on those legislators to tell them what the raise is. Whereas in a state with collective bargaining, like New Jersey, where I am now, you know what your teacher pay scale looks like for 3, 4, sometimes 5 years out. The only time you don't know what next year's teacher pay scale looks like is when you're negotiating it. And at that point, it's not like legislators from the state capitol determining it. It's you and your coworkers. It's whoever is on your negotiations team. Anyway, it looks like there are pretty big gaps between what the House and the Senate are both projecting. Like I said, the current starting pay is $41,000. The Senate budget only raises that like $500. The House budget would raise it to $50,000, which is obviously incredible. But are they actually going to see that? Who knows? Anyway, if you want me to talk more about the North Carolina teacher pay scale, let me know. I will happily do it. And if there are other states you want to talk about teacher pay with, let me know.